And it all starts because you do Wing Chun for yourself. And over 30 years, I do Wing Chun because I find it totally fascinating and totally burning topic. Yeah.
So what many listeners ask us is, how can I stay in the moment? How can I stay in the zone of performance? Also on the long run, about longevity, not distracting myself by performing too much, by taking too much out of my body.
This is a good question because you train two basic parts. One is the ability for self-defense, and the other thing is your physical condition. So every movement you use in Wing Chun, perhaps I show you some part of the form, which I can make it very obvious to see both of that.
Let's do this.
Yes, we do. Okay, like we mentioned before, we do the first form. The first form is called Tao form, and it's called the small idea form. And the characteristic is we only stand on one place. One arm is doing a more complex movement, or the other, or both arms are doing the same movement. And this is the toolbox. For the beginning, it's the first form. Yeah, and we do it like this. Very good. So as you can see on the form, and we did the Tao, the first form is so-called the small idea form. Yeah? You see every movement has one benefit for the application situation. And the other thing is you do, for example, the most important things at the Tao are the stretching parts. Yeah? So instead of going to a masseur and give him some money and say, do this for me, you do it yourself. Yeah? You do it yourself and you put some stretching impulses to nearly the whole of your upper body in the first form, and later on in the second and third form to the whole body. Yeah?
What a beautiful name for martial arts practice. A small idea.
Yes, small idea. And it starts first of all with the name Wing Chun, because the name Wing Chun means lovely spring.
Lovely spring.
Yeah, and that was the name of one of the founders. There was one girl her name was Ung Mui. And then she gave the knowledge to a girl called Yim Wing Chun, and she gives the name to that system, to that style. Yeah.
Lovely spring.
Yeah, and sticking to the parallelism between self-defense and health, if you think of the kung fu films, for example, yeah, I don't take them very often for explanations, yeah, because it's a cliche which has a brand. But if you look at the master, the old master with the white long beard, who knows how to destroy something, he is also in the knowledge of healing. Yeah? So there's a knowledge of hundreds of years to put two things together.
What I really liked about the Wing Chun was also the part, the Qigong, the staying healthy. Can you tell a little bit more about that?
Of course. Generally, I don't want to say that I'm a health papst, a health pope. But of course, when you train for such a long time, you nearly come to all of the topics. What is good for you? What is necessary to avoid? And for example, for myself, like I see it after the years, 3 parts are important. Your mental situation, that you make yourself a surrounding where you get support. You need people in your closer area which helps you to become that you can go for your visions. This is very important. I see a lot of students who have relations where this is the blocking factor, which they say, okay, I don't let you do this. So one of the things is the mental part. The second is the physical part. I established to go every day for 30 minutes running. I see it like a professional. I don't ask myself why. I know I do it. I'm bringing the children to the school, and then I go on my running meal. No matter if it's summer or winter or whatever, I do this. For basic training, for some stamina training, cardio training, and 2 times a week I do physical training with bars. Yeah, that's what I do. And
so, can you tell a little bit about your morning ritual?
My morning ritual is getting up in the morning and then having a short term at home, and then I start my day going for running. That puts myself in a really fresh and hungry situation. I get as much as oxygen in the body, and rather I let my soul hang out and just think about something, or I have to concept something, or if not, I try to be informed. I have a social job. I teach every day students, so my life consists of humans. I need to be informed. I need to know what's going on in the world. So I inform myself with some TV news
channels.
Yes, news channels. For example, the night magazines and things like this. And then I start the day. And the first half of the day, I try to be productive with some projects, because I need my mind free. I need fresh air for the brain that I can work. And the rest of the day is training. In the afternoon, I have some private classes, or we have some intensive classes. And in the evening, we have the large group classes.
You are a master and teacher, and you also run 6 schools. So you are an entrepreneur and manager.
Of course.
How do you balance both in one day?
To run a Wing Chun school, you need a lot of skills. It's not only being good in Wing Chun. If no one knows you, you stay there where you are. You have different parts. First of all, you need your own education. You stay student from your Sifu as long as you are. This is the tradition, and this is the reality. The second part is you need a structure for your school. In which rooms, or where's your location for the school? How do you choose the location for the school? That it is as easy as possible for the students to come there, to come in and to stay there. Because a lot of beginning students, or let me call it the interested people, are afraid. They have fears, because there's then self-defense. So they identify themselves rather with the victim than with the guy who is able to do this. So I make the entrance obstacles, or the entrance steps, as low as possible. We do an introduction. We invite people, say, okay, come here, sit in, I explain this topic to you. Then they do a test training, and then they become students. The next thing is you need to build up an instructor team. You can't do everything by yourself. If you want to grow, if you want to do some other projects, if you want to go out of your school, and for myself, like doing some things for the EWTO, for the organization, I need a top team. We have very, very good girls and boys in our team. It starts from the kids Wing Chun classes to the adults classes, for the women classes. Without them, I couldn't do what I do. You need office, you need a management, you need marketing, and a lot of things, like you mentioned before. You're a professional in such things, but yes, of course, it's a whole wide range of abilities. You have to deal with it.
And now you have a very large organization with a big community and strong community, and marketing, and it's very professional. But many listeners ask us, how do I start a community? How do I start with just having my idea in mind and I know how to do something? Can you remember how was your start?
Yes, of course. It starts every successful WingTsun school, and I'm not the only. We have a lot of successful schools in our organization. Germany, Switzerland, and Austria. Yeah. It starts because the people are burning for the topic. And the difference between WingTsun as a product and, for example, if you are a car seller, WingTsun is abstract. You can't imagine what it is. So you need me or you need another WingTsun guy to make it alive. And we can communicate the topic with the visual, with the auditive, and with the haptical part. So that makes it very alive. And it all starts because you do WingTsun for yourself. And over 30 years, I do WingTsun because I find it totally fascinating and totally burning topic.